What up, and what up? Salute to my brothers.
Absolutely.
Gunner,
what up?
Tad,
what up?
My brother Tad.
What we doing,
Make
OG
sure you
Wisdom?
check out the OG Wisdom podcast. You know what I mean? Being live and raw from a Val Lagoon. Good show, my niggas. I love y'all.
Most of our leaders come out of organizations. You have to be a part of an organization to be an effective leader. But how do we determine if you're an effective leader if you don't organize the people? You can't just grab the mic or your phone, get on YouTube and say, yo, I'm a good leader because I think I'm a good leader. You have to have a track record of organizing people, setting goals and agendas and getting them done.
Yeah. Politicians, I don't really like. Activism is different because, you know, you got a goal. It has nothing to do with politics. When you are activist, you know, it's for your people.
Make sure y'all get ready to tune in to my brother, my big brother, C Gutter and Tad, new podcast, OG Wisdom. Better tune in to that. A lot of Jews, a lot of knowledge, a lot of lifestyle, a lot of street talk, a lot of hood tales, real stories. Check it out. OG Wisdom, Tad, C Gutter.
Peace, family. Peace. Welcome to another episode of the OG Wisdom Podcast with me, your brother Tad. We patiently waiting on our brother C Gutter to join us. But today we're going to have a reflection. It's the last Sunday of Black History Month. And we're going to reflect on the life and times of Malcolm X. For those who may not know, on February 21st, not of this year, but I believe it's 1965, Malcolm X was taken from us. I could be mistaken about the year because I had a long night last night. But Malcolm X was taken from us. But we always honor Malcolm because Malcolm was one of the most pivoting and revered freedom fighters that we had in our liberation struggle since we've been here in America. Malcolm was a person who dabbled in a life of crime. I don't want to call him a criminal. I don't want to give him that attribute. But he dealt with ways to survive that may not have been the most legal. And with that, he learned the error of his ways. And Malcolm decided to have a paradigm shift and transfer his life from that of playing in crime to that of saving his people. A lot of times we call Malcolm our shining black prince because of the things that he did with his life. His audacity, his bravado, to be an unapologetic black man at a time where that was frowned and shunned. So right now, in the year 2025, we see a lot of brothers with the same temperament as a young Malcolm, or we'll call him Detroit Red. But Malcolm changed his life, got knowledge of self, and with that, he also helped a lot of people change their lives. And we want to celebrate that transition, not just celebrate it. And I'm not talking about the transition of his passing, but the transition of his reality, of at one time practicing criminality to being somebody who had a level of understanding of what Black people was dealing with here in America and encouraging us to just change our mindset, change the way we think about things, change the way we approach things. And this is why Malcolm is so important to us. Malcolm was born of Earl Little, his father, and his father was a preacher who was also a Garveyite. And with that, Malcolm's mother also worked in the UNIE movement. So Malcolm was already taught knowledge of self, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Malcolm was already familiar with who the enemy was at an early age. But what a lot of people don't know is that Malcolm's father was murdered by the Ku Klux Klan. And of course, that was a striking blow to the family. And with the system being as racist as it was at that time, like extremely blatantly racism. Right now, we're dealing with subtle racism. Malcolm's mother, she said who murdered her husband, the father of her children. And they wanted to say that she was crazy, it was an accident. And because she was so adamant about getting justice for her husband, they deemed her mentally incompetent and decided to take Malcolm and the siblings from their mother. and put them in foster homes. Now, Malcolm, being the child that he was just a smart kid. Off the rip, he was just smart. And he excelled in almost everything he did. Malcolm was probably the only black child in many of his classes. I know in his early years, he was definitely the only black child in his class. But Malcolm was discouraged, saying that he couldn't be a lawyer because that's what Malcolm wanted to be as a child. They told him he had to do something with his hands. You know, he had to be useful in the labor field. And Malcolm knew his life has so much more value than that. But with that, he was discouraged. And we see that go on with a lot of our children right now in this day and age. They're discouraged from living their best life. And we have to constantly encourage our children that regardless to how your life has started, regardless to how it started, it doesn't have to end that way. And we always use Malcolm as the template of it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. So with Malcolm's story, I think it's a story many of us have to constantly revisit. We have to constantly tell the story of Malcolm. We have to embed this in our children that just because you're in a certain place right now doesn't mean this has to be your future. You literally can control your outcome, the outcome of your life, the outcome of your story. And with that, we definitely want children to know that there's always better days ahead. There's always brighter days ahead. As we wait on our brother C Gutter, I wanna pull up an image of Malcolm that I always like to share. And it's a beautiful video. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share this screen with everyone. So give me one minute. All right. How y'all feeling out there? I just want to give a shout out to our brother Rich Nice, our sister Farnessa, K Fighter, our brother Knowledge Born Allah, definitely our brother Big Ma, and everybody else who checking in on the playback. So here's a particular video I often share of Malcolm. And hopefully you'll enjoy this video as well.
Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you will last. Keep your self-respect, your manly pride. Get yourself in gear, keep your stride. Never mind your fears. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Yeah. and you'll keep growing, growing on. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Hey, just wait and see, someday we'll all be free. Yeah. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. It won't be long. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Take it from me, take it from me, take it from me.
Yeah. Rise in power to our shining prince, our brother Malcolm. Yeah, we definitely got to give him his props. But as we wait for our brother Gutter to come in, I definitely want to bring our other guest for the day, our brother Knowledge Born Allah, to the stage. All right, peace, brother Knowledge Born,
Peace to
and
my brother Uncle Tad. Peace
no
to the
doubt,
family.
and salute
Glad
to
to
our
be here.
brother C Gutter.
What's cracking?
Peace, King. What's the word?
Peace, peace, peace.
No doubt. So right before y'all, brother,
My apologies, man. I was in the kitchen juicing and lost the time, man.
nah, it's all good. You're always on time. Long as you make it, you on time.
Yeah. Shout out to the brother Yaki Awaken for the recipe.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, so right before I brought y'all brothers in, I was talking about our brother Malcolm X and what his life meant to a lot of us, those of us who are in the streets, and the value that he has for young brothers who may still be in the streets and don't think there's a way out. Because as we know, September 21st, 1965 was the date that he was taken from us in his transition. Brother Gutter, what does Malcolm mean to you?
For me, that was like, outside of my pops, that was the first like warrior I seen for us.
No doubt.
In terms of, just speaking the truth, just telling it,
Unapologetically.
Yeah, saying what it is.
No doubt.
And,
Brother Knowledge Born, what does Malcolm's life mean to you?
I mean, I echo the sentiments of Gutter. You understand? After my father, my legacy of my mother and father, they were in the streets resurrecting people from a mentally dead state. Literally. You know what I'm saying? My mother with the herbs and my father with the truth.
Yes.
Malcolm has a direct connection to my family in the means that my father was one of those blood brothers. You understand? So they were, for all intents and purposes, sparked or radicalized by Malcolm's speeches. So the fire in which he spoke, they went out and handled that work. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So whether it was in the organization or it was in the street, he was one who had the reputation and the set ability to reach everybody on every level.
Yes.
So he was a world-renowned figure.
Yes.
That was taken from us at the age of 39. And February 21st was the successful attempt. He was poisoned in Mecca.
That's right.
They firebombed his house a week before on February
Valentine's
14th. You see what I'm saying? And then, a week later. So there was always targets on his life and assassination attempts that had failed.
Yeah.
So leading up to that, the strength of character and the resolve. The day after his house was firebombed, he was given the speech the next day. You see what I'm saying? Like still fresh with the smoke on his clothing, on his being. You know what I'm saying? So literally that kind of resolve of character and an understanding in a space of manhood and representing transformation when it's properly seated, you get a chance to see how it works. So
No doubt.
definitely.
Gutter, do you want to add on to that? To what the brother Knowledge Born just dropped about Malcolm? Like, what was your first introduction to Malcolm, which when you really seen his value? Because I think both of you brothers had an advantage because both of y'all parents were in the knowledge. You know,
Yeah,
what everybody's doing now.
I knew about Malcolm before. You know, most people was like, I'm born in '69. Right. They was already dead. You know what I mean? Right. But from a young age, I knew about Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, I wasn't living in New York City at the time.
Right.
I'm living in Mississippi at the time when my mother, you know, explains to me who Malcolm X is and blah, blah, blah. You know, and when I get to a formative age where I can understand everything she's telling me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, at a young age, my nigga. Like young age, I knew about Malcolm.
Now, going through the street life you had, Gutter, when did you see your life mirroring Malcolm's, or at least in the shadow? Because I'm like, as a kid, I don't know if you understood the criminality and the value in his transformation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I knew about him from young.
Right.
So immediately.
Okay.
You got to remember the lineage I come from is, you know what I mean, my mother and father.
Resistance.
Yeah, they were involved in the movement. So immediately on me getting in the streets, I saw the parallel.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You got off the porch, you saw it.
Yeah, I like when you already know what it is,
right,
in the system. You're not fully cognizant, but you know enough to know what it is.
I know exactly what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I know now. I didn't know like a quarter of what I know now. You know what I'm saying? I'm 55 years old. So of course, nobody at 15, 16 gonna know that. You know what I mean? But I was aware of certain things. I was aware of the differences. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you raised by somebody that teaches you like to look out for shit, you see it everywhere now.
Yeah.
So when I was a teenager, I was seeing it everywhere, even in the shit that we was laughing at. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to watch, me and Big used to take, and it was we jacked my nephew. Shout out to my nephew Omari. We jacked him for cartoon joints that we used to get high and laugh at all day.
Right.
Like the Tom and Jerry, is you is or is you ain't my baby.
baby.
That was like we had a tape with nothing like our favorite joints, but we would see the Tom and Jerry joints where they got the little jigaboos and all that.
Right. The subtle racism in it.
Yeah, not subtle.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. When you don't know, it seems subtle.
Yeah, it's blatant, but I'm knowing what it is, and we would discuss it, but it's still we teenagers, right? So it's not making a biggest impact as it would, you know what I mean? Because we not, you know, certain things you really ain't give a fuck about,
right?
You see what I'm saying? As a teenager, because you care, like when you're a teenager, you only care about you,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You're in that age where you super selfish.
Yeah.
You selfish towards your parents, your siblings. You know what I'm saying? The only one you might not be selfish with is your best friend.
Right. Somebody you spend Chinese food with.
Yeah. You
gonna down hero with.
Yeah, you bust down heroes. You'll give them a man on your
your video game.
Yeah, on your video game. These are the only dudes that you're not actually being selfish with. And people got to understand the context of us coming up in these prime years where we don't understand everything, or not necessarily understand. We really don't care because we so selfish.
Right. And I think since we don't see the immediate impact that it has on us in the long term. It's funny because one time me and Doggy, shout out to Doggy Diamonds, we was young, and Ahmed was at the crib. Shout out to AA Rashid.
Yeah.
He was in our crib and he was telling us, yo, the white man got us acting like this. He was like 15. He was like, yo, we was laughing like, yo, you bugging. Ain't no white man wake me up this morning and tell me go get some money. Da, da, da. He's like, nah, you don't understand. You don't understand.
But
And as
see,
he got older,
like that was me.
right.
You understand?
Me also.
I remember me and I
Right.
used to have me and I could sit there and build while niggas is talking about niggas is shooting dice. Me and I could be over there. Yeah, because it's this is that. Meanwhile, we doing some of the most wicked shit imaginable.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was just our difference was Malcolm probably wasn't as advanced in knowledge as we were at that age.
Copy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
we already knew what was going on. It was just that, like I said, we selfish, we teenagers, we don't like, we care, but we don't, it's not an immediate thing because we
Right.
want to take care of what we want.
Right. The fast-paced life. We want what we want right now. And I think, and like you said, we had a little more knowledge because Malcolm was literally a trailblazer. So he's literally designing the roadmap for dudes like us coming behind him so that we could have a knowledge base, a frame of reference, if you will. A frame of reference.
You got to remember, Malcolm was never like, he wasn't a dumb kid.
Right.
He was brilliant in school, blah, 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 but he always got stymied.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, we had access to more information than he did because they purposely blocked him. So imagine if he had the information we had, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
at that time, and the impetus to change his direction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like even with the movie, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love the movie is when at the end, when he said, yo, I am Malcolm X, you are Malcolm X, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Because you can, as a black person, you could very well go through the same things he went through easily. No matter how intelligent you are, you know what I'm saying? No matter your background or who raised you or whatever. Like I said, my mother and father did an excellent job.
Yeah.
Giving me the information that I know to move around in this environment.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know like this is, I know how to code switch like a motherfucker.
Right. Yeah, and that's something we have to learn.
You know
That's
what I'm
something
saying?
we have to know how to do.
So I know how to get around, you know, the other people and speak like them.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, what's so crazy, right, Gutter? Because speaking of Malcolm, and I want knowledge to jump on this too, because again, it's Black History Month, and we can't go through everybody. But also, this month is the birth month of Huey Newton, who formed the Black Panther Party for self-defense, and they were inspired by Malcolm.
X.
They were so after his transition, like it's still a rippling effect that in 2025 we're still talking about Malcolm and his contributions to the movement. Brother Knowledge Born, what do you have to say about Huey P and the connection to Malcolm?
His connection is kindred, and that's a closeness, right? We could examine Malcolm's life on May 19th, 100 years. So 60 years since his transition, and 100 years worth of life to examine, with most of it not being lived in the physical form. And folks are just still getting droplets of it, of his life and what he really means. And his children are still alive, most of them.
Right.
So, like, his progeny is still here. So that relationship between Huey Newton being sparked by Malcolm is the same as my father, my physical father being sparked by Malcolm. You see what I'm saying? To go move and do the things that he did. You see what I'm saying? So it was like a call and response. Like he spoke to the order of the day without fear, with no regard for his life, with no regard for his safety, and made some moves physically. Like there's a speech, there's speech, and then there's action. There's also action. I don't want us to miss the action because I think with that movie, what all you're gonna do is make a speech was very damaging because folks didn't know that they put in work.
Right.
After that real life adaptation thing with the police, the Nation of Islam went to war with the NYPD, the Chicago PD, and the LAPD, unarmed. They literally ran and ransacked and ran up in the temple, and they fought them out of the temple without weapons.
Right.
So they were a group of people who were militarized by Malcolm, and they were about action.
Yes.
So the Black Panther Party for Self Defense comes from that action oriented space, no different than SNCC coming from that SCLC
Right. Southern
arm.
Christian Leadership
You
Conference.
see
And I
what I'm
want to
saying?
add
So
something else. Also in the streets, bro,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Talk about
because
it.
I remember at a time niggas would put hands on police on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like police be disrespectful and think they just gonna do any. The dudes is putting them dead on their pockets, beating them the fuck up. This when I was a little kid, my nigga.
Yeah.
This is in my lifetime. Well, I
That's
witnessed.
why the martial disciplines was something that they were talking bad against in regards to black men in particular, because we were there. That was the reason. You understand what I'm saying? You know, Grandmaster Kareem Abdullah said that the Chinese was talking crazy about the black men in the tournament. He said, but everybody that he taught with the KA system, ain't nobody lose no fight nowhere in the tournament or in the street.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So the effectiveness of that militancy that was there, that was sparked, it sparked the courageousness in the heart where we begin to move, you know, in that manner. And that was still a space. You see what I'm saying? So
I
y'all
think
represent the generation that put us
we,
on.
we
That was
always
under
had
y'all.
the courageousness because all through the time it was we had black men putting in work on them white people. But I think Malcolm had an effect for the like that the regular, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude that even our neighborhood, our community frowns upon.
Right. Got you.
Him and
Right.
Dr. Khaled too. There's another
You
kinship
know what I'm
in
saying?
regards to that. Yeah.
You give individuals in that space a certain amount of self-esteem and a certain amount of thirst for knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you had I give you a perfect example. Like when the Nation of Gods and Earth was the force in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, even on the street level.
Right. No, that's exactly what I was thinking. And you know,
Father,
real
his birthday was yesterday. Today is Dr. Amos Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So it's
today's Dr.
literally
Amos Wilson's birthday.
yeah.
See, February is a powerful month, and I think you had hit it on it Thursday, brother Knowledge Born. You just sparked so many thoughts with Dr. Khaled because Dr. Khaled was almost like the second coming of Malcolm, but we could put them in the same box, but both of them had a different impact. Both of them was unapologetic black men, and something that we really don't see too much anymore. We see a culture, we see the street culture pushed on us. And of course, all three of us are from the streets. You know, we ain't no lanes. We know what time it is. However, we still use the knowledge to navigate us through. And a lot of dudes who claim the streets, they don't have that foundation of at least being intelligent. Dudes have the foundation of being slick, of getting over, but they don't have a knowledge base on, all right, I'm doing this, whatever I'm doing, but I'm doing this with a goal. This is not the end. This is just a transition to the next point.
That's because they've media, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't.
And that's how it's going.
You know what I'm saying?
They got sparked out of
the
fear,
easiest way to do.
and we got sparked out of
It's just like
necessity.
now. Look who you see being the most anti-black, the darkest skinned niggas you can find.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the blackest, I mean Sudan black.
Yeah.
You
That's
see what I'm
definitely
saying? And be super anti-black.
right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So media has twisted individuals into thinking it's not blackness, it's something else.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right. You're not good enough.
Yeah,
You're not smart enough.
When in all actuality, it's the blackness that makes whatever you think is cool.
Right. We are the driving force in the culture.
That's what I'm saying. And so,
Yeah.
you know, people mind has got twisted. It's like, nah, it ain't because black dudes, because it's now you see white dudes that's cool. You see other nationalities that the media has pushed as these is cool dudes. You know what I'm saying? When all the essence of cool been us. So when a dude that was like Rakim, perfect example.
Yes.
When a dude like him or Grand Pooper is giving you knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they cool, it's more easy to accept. Like, oh, this is what the cool dude's talking about.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo.
This cool cats is the
Yeah.
conversation. Yo,
So-
what's today's mathematics,
Yeah.
God?
So when the cool dudes is go from that to not talking about nothing at all.
Right. It's Balenciagas and Louis.
Yeah. So now that's what their motivation for getting bread is now.
Yeah.
Their motivation is not getting a house,
Right.
getting land,
Or taking care of the community.
Mhm.
yeah. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But I'm
Feeding
saying
the community, supporting your
like-
family. Right.
yeah, you because you know we all deal with. You're gonna deal with yours first.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of bills. You got to do that. That goes first. Then whatever I have after that, nigga, go to the people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, rightfully so. Prioritize. Get your
So,
priorities in order. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. People have lost the priority for being outside.
Yeah.
Their priority for being outside now is to shit on everybody. It's
Right.
the American individualism that they done fell into.
Right.
Nigga, as soon as I get this sack, nigga, I'm gonna shit on everybody. Motherfuckers gonna see this, they gonna see this.
Yeah.
Why you gotta shit on niggas?
Right.
Why?
Lifting
You know
up,
what I'm saying?
building up. Yeah.
And that's the mindset. Is like it's you competing with your own more than you competing with the oppressor.
Gotta stop right there. Because I definitely want to, and I was going to save Miss Wallace for towards the end, but like you said, to lift people up. Big, you grew up with Big. You know, I knew Big as a little kid, but you were closer with Big, and Big only brought people up. You know what I'm saying? Like many people don't know that. That's why when, you know, with this social media stuff, when people talk about Big, sometimes I get offended, sometimes I don't, because I know they don't know Big. Because if people knew how kind and generous Big was, like he put Junior Mafia on and he didn't have to. I think every artist that worked with Big talked about his generosity and how he always tried to help people. And you know, for us, that's
Out of the little niggas from JM,
Mhm.
you know who was really rappers?
Cool.
Bang and Trife. Everybody else was just from the hood.
Right.
You see what I'm
And
saying?
many people don't know that Bang and Tripe, and we got to get Bang up on here. They don't know, because I think people forget that they got a joint with Aaliyah.
Yeah,
They got a joint. A lot of people
that's
can't.
really more trigger.
With
That's
Legend.
Trig.
Yeah.
That's Trig. That's
Right. Bang wasn't really.
Yeah.
But he was in the video.
Yeah.
He was in the verse.
Yeah, but Bang was around on the album. Yeah, they did their thing. But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those were the rappers.
Yeah.
Before Big end up getting signed and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody else was just these my little niggas.
And they're gonna get in where they fit in. We're gonna bring them up.
And Cheek started rapping.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Cheek.
Rest in peace to Cheek, and Cheek started rapping.
Wow.
So and like this is like I can tell you the timeline.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like Cheek started rapping like after I came home in 91,
Yeah.
he would try to do some shit, and nigga, you know,
Yeah, you got to
you
sharpen
know
your
us.
sword.
You know us.
Yeah, I was cracking.
Yeah,
Crack.
niggas is ruthless. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is ruthless. But you know what I'm saying? By the time because I was only home 4 months. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't get the full immersion of, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm quite sure, nigga, I would have, if I wouldn't have got locked up, nigga, I would have tried
You
to
just start
be
rap.
rapper too.
Yeah.
You fucking right.
But let me ask you, Gutter, Miss Wallace, when did you first meet her? What was your impression, and how was y'all relationship prior to her transitioning? For those who don't know, Miss Voletta Wallace, the Notorious B.I.G.'s mother, transitioned earlier this week. You know, Gutter,
Yeah,
talk
bro.
about Miss Wallace,
All right.
all that you remember.
I can only say, like, I view her as like my second mother for this reason. Like, my mom's passed in December 88. Probably about 3 weeks after Miss Wallace's birthday, which is February 14th. Her and my aunt got the same day birthday.
Hold up, Miss Wallace's birthday is February 14th.
Mm-hmm.
So she just had a birthday before she
Yeah.
passed. Mm.
So right after that, I just come home from out of town. You know what I'm saying? And I can't stay at the crib. Like, I could stay at the crib, but I can't stay at the crib. Like, my mom's had kicked me out before she passed away. You know what I'm saying? But I still was finagling. I still was in the crib. Then I would go see her as well. Woo, woo, woo. But because I was outside. Wow. So my sister did it to convince me to move to Michigan with her. My older sister, rest in peace. So at this time, Big couldn't really go nowhere. He had designated spots where he could be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He can go to the laundromat where I told you I had to fight with cars over there.
Yeah.
About Big on Waverly between Green and Lafayette.
Right.
And his stoop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the extent of, you know what I'm saying? She was strict. She's a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
I'd never been upstairs while she was home.
Right. Or one of those. Can't have company.
Yeah, you can't have company. But this nigga was hustling and all that. He
Right.
when he had the Coleco, he hustling, charging niggas game. So you know what I'm saying? So by this time, but she sees me every day outside of his school friends that he grew up with, Hubert and Mike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's who he grew up with. That's who he went to St. Peter's Claver with. But she would see me on the stoop every day she come home from school. It'd be just me and him. Every day she come home from school. So, she eventually warmed up to me. You know what I'm saying? But bro, after my mom, I don't know what he said to his moms, but like 3 weeks after that, bro, she moved me in a crib.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She moved me in a crib. That's why I say that, guys.
So how was it living with her? Living with her and Big, how was that? Because we know she was strict. So was she strict on you? Like, look, Chief, as this is the rules. Boom, boom, boom. How was that? Or did she give you a little leniency because you was older?
I think she saw me more as like a protector for Big.
Okay. The big brother you didn't have.
Yeah. And Big blamed everything on me. Like, everything he did, he blamed on me. That's a fact.
Nah, I can see him doing that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Everything. So, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But, bro, she like, man, we used to, like, you got to remember, I'm 19. I ain't even 20 yet. Because, like I told you, it's still early and I'm born in October. Bro, we hustling. We selling crack. So we running up and down the stairs. They live on the 3rd floor,
Right.
3L. You know what I'm saying? We running up and down the stairs to, so she would have her, she would give us these lectures. And Big used to be cracking jokes the whole time she's giving a lecture. You know what I'm saying? And me and O trying to keep the straight face. Rest in peace, my nigga O. You know what I'm saying? Me and O try to keep a straight face. So, bro, it was like I said, it's like my other moms. You know what I'm saying? Because I can remember instances where, bro, she would say some of the wildest, funniest shit. You know what I'm saying? She found a knife in the crib, God, right? And she don't know we got burners in the crib, but she found a knife. It got Hunter on it, right? So
Yeah.
she laid a knife down on the table, cause she like, Christopher, Steve, Oli, do you know what this is? So we like, so to get through it, she go through all that cause to tell her she got a burner. She said, I will shoot you in your leg. But we in there crying, my nigga. We in there crying because she threatening niggas. But we know it's no way you're gonna do any of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like that was like her, yo, bro.
So she was trying to scare y'all straight.
Yeah.
Like, you got
I
a
don't
knife,
know.
but I have a gun.
I don't know what you're doing. But and she don't know. Like it was a lock blade.
Right.
You know the lock,
Yeah.
it was
So
a
you gotta
lock
press the
blade.
button to open it and close it.
We got 4 flash burners, SKs, all type of shit in the crib.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like the love she showed for us, bro.
Yeah. When was the last time you
It wasn't no, ooh, come here, let me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just like she would, because she'll come, she get her little sip, sit down on the couch, and we'll be coming through, and she shoot shots, my nigga. She had shots all day. She had shots all day. What are you going to do? Just run around in the streets like ragamuffins and you know what I'm saying? So, it's just like, bro.
I hear that word in forever.
And she was super, like, her and my moms were like the same as, like, she was green, but thought she wasn't as green as she was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom's was green, but she thought she was, like, at least a little hip. I used to be like, Ma, you just don't
All the
know.
way out the loop.
Yeah, you like, nigga, I had 5 burners under my mattress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
So
my moms would go and look at other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And not looking the right place.
Burners under the mattress.
Yeah. Yo, rest in peace to my mom.
Or I would pull the drawers back because I had a captain's bed.
Okay.
Drawers on the side.
Yeah.
I would pull the drawers back and put the burner, you know what I'm saying? And put, all type of shit. But, like I said, they thought they were.
Yeah.
Because, my mom's worked in my mom delivered babies, and she worked in the clinic where she used to do checkups for women's and all that. Yeah. And Miss Wallace was a teacher. So they thinking because they running across, people, they was hip.
Yeah. It's funny talking about parents looking for stuff. One year, somebody was in our room and we came home, me, dog, and Soup. We came home like, Mom, who's in our room? She's like, I was. Well, what you need? She's like, I'm making sure y'all don't got no guns in this house. And we looked at each other, chuckled a little bit, but we were smart, God, I swear. We opened the speaker and put it behind the woofer. When you got like old school big speaker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, Mom, it's like you're not catching nothing. I want you, like, I want to hide from you. Like,
so real quick, God, when was the last time you spoke to Miss Wallace? And how was the conversation?
Well, like since I've been home, not like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Not as much as you'd like to. So what, it was just at the events,
Yeah, I would see her at certain events,
yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? That shit broke my heart,
yeah,
because you can't, like this is like my mom was gone already. You know what I'm saying? 88.
right. So
So
that was your second mom's, yeah.
after I do all the time, you know what I'm saying? I at least want to be able to chop it up, but it ain't work like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So rest in peace, Miss Wallace, man. And she did a lot for the community. She also started the Christopher Wallace Foundation for a lot of people who may not know. Shout out to Miss Jenny too. Just to help support community efforts. The elderly and the young people in the community. Because I know there was a time she had bought a bunch of computers for the children. I believe in Pierce 11, and I know a few other schools. She organized.
And the young mom.
Right, and Young Minds. Yeah, shout out to Young Minds. That's my old daycare too. And definitely organized trips for the seniors of the community. I know just a couple of months ago they went on a trip to a museum, and prayerfully the foundation can keep going, and if not just keep going, but flourish more and do greater things than they already have in the community. Definitely rest in peace, Miss Wallace.
It's gonna be CJ, TT, and Fizzy. So
Yeah. Oh, they're going to take over the foundation.
yeah, I would assume. You know what I'm saying? I would assume so.
For those who don't know,
at
CJ is
least-
Chris Jr., TT is Tiana, his daughter, and Fizzy is his ex-wife Faith. Yeah, because Gutter, them on a personal level, but people probably scratching their head like, "Who's Fizzy?" Like, yeah, Faith.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah, right. Because you
yeah,
have a close personal relationship.
yeah. But yeah, or find somebody that's competent to do the day to day. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But,
right. And
yeah.
it's always sad when we lose an elder and a loved one. But as me and you was talking the other day, these are the things that happen. This is a trip that we all gonna take.
Yeah, bro, like I look at it like this too. She was a survivor. Like she had breast cancer from when Big was alive.
Right. And in
And
fact, he mentioned it in the song "Ready to Die."
she made it what? Damn near 30 years after he passed.
Yeah.
For him to mention it on his first album. So that's
Yeah.
just being a survivor. That's just strength right
Mom's
there.
got cancer in her breast. Don't ask me why I'm stressed. I'm ready to die. Rest in peace to Miss Wallace and Big. Yo, the time is flying today, right? And we still got our brother Knowledge Born, because Knowledge Born has a Black History sale going on the project that he's been working on when we had him on last time. Brother Knowledge Born, tell the people about your ebook and where they can get it and what it consists of. Last week in the Black History Month.
Yeah, this is I wrote 6 books. I'm in the process of writing book 7. Uh, the whole thing is a 10 ebook series that I'm writing uh, on our story, from our people, our perspective. So, volume 1 deals with entrepreneurship. Volume 2 is dedicated to the Black woman. Volume 3 and 4 deal with revolutionary thought leaders from around the globe, known and unknown. So whether it's the diaspora or it's the mother continent, Volume 5 deals with science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And Volume 6 deals with, regaining our narrative, from looking at the cultural movements, looking at the misinformation, all of that. So if you look at D.W. Griffith's job with Birth of a Nation, what he did was criminalize Black people as a whole, but Black men in particular. So white America would move objectively, physically, and subversively to destroy Black people. So if we look at that narrative, anytime we're seen anywhere, on the screen, whether it's the television, whatever the case may be, this is what's projected out to the world. Degenerate criminality, worthy to be executed on sight. So now, when this happens, the Klan looks like the hero. So the heroes come with the white, like the white coat syndrome, or my doctor said, or whatever the case
Right.
may be. They come as the saviors, but they're the executioners. So, a space of dealing with mass media manipulation and the need to control our narrative. So that's volume 6. That's all 6 volumes, and they're normally priced as an ebook bundle, $54. They're $28 for the month of February.
Okay, dope. And where can they get it at?
They can get it directly from me for the discounted price. If they want to go on my website, donaldsradio.com, the discount isn't available there. It's only available directly via PayPal or Cash App. So paypal.me/donaldsradio. Send your email address and I'll send it directly to your email or Cash App. Either way, the Cash App is Knowledge Born Allah, and I'll send it to you directly.
Okay. No doubt. We definitely appreciate that, brother Knowledge Born. And real quick, family, also in terms of media, because our brother Knowledge Born mentioned D.W. Griffin's movie called The Birth of a Nation. For many people who don't know, there was a propaganda film, one of the earliest films actually when Hollywood was created. They had a movie called Birth of a Nation that pretty much starred the Ku Klux Klan. It vilified black men, as our brother Knowledge Born was saying. But because of this propaganda piece, it actually helped the Ku Klux Klan membership explode. It grew exponentially. They even showed it in the White House. So, as Gutter mentioned earlier, media, a lot of media is propaganda, even social media. However, as our brother Knowledge just said, we have to change the narrative. So here's a movie I want everybody to support. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Mosiah. It's Marcus Mosiah Garvey, a Jamaican-born political activist, standing against 1920s racism and white supremacy, and defends himself in a court trial that threatens to unravel all he has fought to achieve. This is the first ever narrative film about his life. This is important that we support our efforts, our people. It's beautifully shot and done. All right. Also, this gives you an in-depth look about what the Honorable Marcus Garvey had did for our people and what he was up against. And believe it or not, he was recently pardoned for the conviction. I had the privilege of meeting his son. That was brother Knowledge Born. That was a different conversation we had because it was
Yeah.
an honor to meet his son, Dr. Julius Garvey.
Right.
We had a weird conversation to say the least, but again, I encourage our people to support all literature and film and videos and even this podcast where we celebrate our people and bring our plight, our thought leaders, our ideas to the forefront. Because as time moves on, a lot of these things are being buried in the past. Because we can do a 4 or 5 hour show on Malcolm alone and also talk about his grandson. Many people don't know that Malcolm's wife, Dr. Betty Shabazz, peace be upon her, she transitioned due to being burnt in the fire. But the fire was set by her grandson. And the news would have you believe that it was intentional, but it was unintentional. He was a 12-year-old child who was seeking attention, and he did his time. He came home, walking in his family shadows, walking in their footsteps to, bring awareness of our plight to the community as well as the world. But then he was deleted. But he did a lot of profound interviews. And we really have to bring this knowledge and information to the forefront because media, social media, as well as corporate media, will paint us in a light as people who are unruly, people who don't care about their people. They'll highlight our shortcomings, but minimize our achievements.
Well,
We have to control the narrative.
the thing, and this why I be my nigga. Anything we learned, we've been here. We've been off the continent or out of our original social structure for over 400 years. So all of this degeneracy was passed down from somewhere.
Oh yeah, we learned it from them.
All right then. So
We definitely, and that's the thing.
That's why I be getting tight when you have these. That's why I know, like I hate these motherfuckers that be in the media. I ain't gonna say I hate them, but like I just hate the fact that they don't know how to say nothing like this.
Right. It's because they're afraid. Some of them are just happy to be on these platforms and on these news outlets, and some of them will just say anything just to make it seem like they get along or they're revolutionary, but they're not as revolutionary.
Yeah.
You know?
See, this is the thing. We got to come to the point where we got to stop caring about their feelings.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody.
No, that's a fact.
From politicians to, because that's the whole thing. Is we've been working, not everybody, but as a community, we've been working so hard to not seem threatening to these people.
Right.
And this is the thing I tell young homies. Like, bro, when they sense fear, that's when they gonna violate you. Yeah. Niggas got to stop being cowards.
Yeah, and that's a fact. Our brother Magnetic Tyson says something profound. And television is tell lies to the vision for that reason. It's a powerful tool used to brainwash our people. And I couldn't agree with this more. And in fact, I encourage people to remember this. There's a book called Brainwash by a brother named Tom Burrell. It's an easy read. It's a thick book, but it's an easy read. And the reason why it's thick, it gives a lot of pictures too, right, Gutter? A lot of pictures is from printed ads that we remember from our childhood and our parents' times. And he dissects the subtle and blatant racism that's put in the ads to promote a particular idea and sell a product. And he was in the advertisement industry, so he goes through that and give an in-depth analysis so that we can have the right information to argue our positions. Because to your point, Gutter, these dudes get up on these platforms, but they don't say what needs to be said. And sometimes, and that's what made Malcolm so valuable and important, because Malcolm was articulate and he made it plain.
And he's going to tell you exactly what it is.
Right. And he knew how to argue his point. He argued with the best of them. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why he was deleted, because he was taking our plight to the UN. He realized that what we're dealing with is bigger than civil rights here in America, but it's actually a human rights issue that's going on around the world. You know? So we definitely got love and respect for our brother Malcolm. But Gutter, we winding down, man. This time is flying. Brother Knowledge Born, anything you want to say to the people before we let everybody up out of here?
It's Dr. Amos Wilson's birthday today. Peace and blessings be upon him. Make sure y'all go watch a video, read one of his books, get familiar with him. He's this week, and Dr. Bobby E. Wright is next week. So literally, there's a doorway space. You see what I'm saying? Can learn your narrative, control your narrative, learn your story, learn your family story. The more you know about your family and yourself, the less inclined you'll be to be looking at somebody else's family, trying to make it your own. You see what I'm saying? And like I said on Thorough Black Talk, if you can only be black for February, salute to you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just do it. Give me 28 days, man. Give me 28 days.
I'm of the opposite way. If you can only be black for 28 days, you ain't black. Get the fuck out of here.
It's a starter kit. They gotta start somewhere.
Starter kit shit. You black level, whether you want to say it or not.
Yeah. And I know where I know where both of y'all brothers coming. Gutter is from the block. Like, fuck you.
Right.
Like, That's good a position. But I think it's important because we said it's Dr. Amos Wilson's birthday. And what we want our folks to know is Dr. In case you don't know, because I didn't always know. When I first came into the knowledge, right, I was still on Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner type time, the popular ones that we knew. And somebody asked me, was I familiar with Dr. Clark and Dr. Amos Wilson? I was like, no, never heard of them. And somebody put me on. Dr. Amos Wilson and Dr. John Henry Clark are two of the most revered Black thought leaders that we've had in the past century. And Dr. Clark was definitely a friend of Malcolm.
Yeah, they from the States. See, that's the difference. Is like, all right, Dr. Ben, you know what I'm saying, Ivan Van Sertima, Sheikh Antijah, they're not from the States.
Right.
So they couldn't really speak on the United States Black experience. And Dr. Amos Wilson and Dr. Clark could.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they also explained to the Americans, the Black Americans here, of their great ancestry.
Yes.
So it wasn't just coming from a Black person from somewhere else.
Right. Who had to read a book and study. These people had the experience.
Yeah, they had the experience and they studied.
Yes.
You dig what I'm saying? So they had it's a dual thing.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm Dr. Ben, Dr.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They went through it. They all went through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But not from a Black American perspective.
Right. They went through it where they were.
Yeah.
Still had to deal with some of it here.
Yeah.
When they got here.
Yeah, when they came here, they had to deal with it, of course.
Because
you know so they understood where the lane Dr. Clark and Dr. Wilson was feeling.
You know what's funny, right, Gutter? I don't want to run too far into overtime, right? But there was the debate. There was the debate when Dr. Clark said, I only debate my equals. All others I teach. He was talking to Mary Horowitz.
Yeah.
Right? Dr. Mary Horowitz. That's her name, right? Knowledge Born?
Leftowitz.
Leftowitz.
Mary Leftowitz.
Who was Horowitz, right?
Who?
Yeah.
The dude, what was the dude name?
The dude might have been Horowitz on Like It Is. But Mary Leftowitz, Gutter, this is the funny part, right? Because we know Dr. Clark transitioned years before Dr. Ben. But remember, Dr. Clark shut her down. He said, this is not a debate. I only debate my equals. All others I teach. But then when Dr. Ben transitioned, this woman wrote an article in the New York Times lambasting Dr. Ben, which I thought was so disingenuous. But those who don't know the history, they would believe her because she had the final say with this printed article. And many people don't even know that Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben were best friends. And Dr. Clark had shut Dr. Leftowitz down decades before Dr. Ben's transition. So again, and shout out to Mark Lamont Hill, who I personally think is a sucker. That's a whole nother conversation, because when Dr. Frances Cress Wellson passed, he puts a rest in peace up for her. But then some man that like men put up a post disrespecting Dr. Frances Cress Wellson, and that sucker he reposted it and was in agreement with her. So I thought that was disingenuous for you to put a rest in peace post and make an attempt to honor her, but then on the same token, you put up somebody's post that's disrespecting her, and you would regurgitate that foolishness just by virtue of repost. So I say all that to say that propaganda is an effective tool, and we have to control the narrative, but we also have to critique who is saying what. So let's get familiar with Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Dr. Amos Wilson, and also Dr. Bobby Wright. You can look up Dr. Bobby Wright on YouTube. I have his book. What's the name of his book again, Brother Knowledge Born? It's small too. It's the essay.
The racial psychopathic personality.
Yeah. The racial psychopathic. Yeah, it's but again, we're talking about doctors. We're talking about men with PhDs that taught at universities and colleges.
Right.
These are real doctors. These not the Dr. Umars, not him.
No, we need
we talk about real men that were qualified to teach.
the sister that wrote Urugu.
Oh, definitely.
Dr. Remember I Need. Yeah.
Remember I
Remani.
Need.
Yeah.
Well, she's not even transitioned. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, she's not transition, but that joint that book
she's
there.
still amongst us, and it's
Yeah.
powerful. But these and family to the audience, these are the people you really need to get acquainted with, particularly in
T.
Black.
Copley Sr. also.
Like Knowledge Born said, like Knowledge Born said, Gutter not gonna give you a pass, but like Knowledge Born said, it's the starter kit, a place to
Yeah.
get you started. Don't accept the people that our open enemies give us.
Right.
We have to start researching thought leaders, not people who made achievements. We don't want to minimize that, but we also got to get the narrative and the mindset right. Because in fact, speaking of that, and me and Gutter talked about last week.
All the people gonna say Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben was homophobic and all
That's
of
all
that.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that comes
No,
from
that's gonna be the main attack on them.
and that's all right because
K Fighter says he ain't giving no passion.
speaking of that, right? Yeah, sister Keisha ain't giving no pass. Ungut ain't giving nobody no passes.
Fuck out of here.
They got to start somewhere.
Especially if you of a certain age.
Yeah,
They
Like
got to start
me and
somewhere.
Knowledge Born gonna be the nice guys, and we're gonna give y'all people a direction to get.
no, I always listen.
I'm in agreement with them. I'm
gonna
still trying to give a little
you the
leeway.
information.
I'm in agreement.
I'm still
I'm in
gonna give
agreement.
the information.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna give the information to anybody. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my nigga, once you act funny, yeah, you can get a socking.
No doubt. But we definitely want the people to, and I think our brother Rich Knight said we need a list. I think we will. But something I was gonna say too, Gutter, to the point about people saying they're homophobic, and I definitely want to pay honor and homage, and we did that last week too. But to Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., who recently transitioned earlier this month as well. You know, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. Again, some of these names y'all may not be familiar with, but we encourage y'all to get familiar with them because these are our thought leaders who many of them were in agreement. All of these names we're mentioning, these certified doctors, qualified doctors, not just a doctor with a degree, but again, Knowledge Born said in the beginning, not just speak, but action. Because what we're getting right now is a lot of speech and not enough action. And we have to hold these people who want to be leaders accountable. If you want to stand amongst us, you have to prove yourself an effective leader. Don't just grab the mic, get on YouTube, because you got a bunch of followers, think you're qualified to be a leader. You have to have an agenda that the community agrees with, and you have to get it done in a timely manner. So please don't ask no more for $ FDMG. Fuck out of here. We are not giving to no more frauds. That little dude Yada, who be simping for these women, please stop lying to them. I got daughters, and I would never feed them that garbage that a man should do all this. No, it's a partnership. You're setting women up for failure, and you're going. It's so many fraudulent frauds in our community. And me and Sister K Fighter was talking about, we got to get them out of here. We got to get them out of here, but only the real ones are going to do that. Everybody else could pander to the egos, try to get in good with these popular figures. Nah.
The whole point is like most the influencers are panderers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They if you notice, if like you got a niche for the niggas that hate black people.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? You got the niche that just you may not. All right. A motherfucker that's like these super macho niggas that like, bro, if you can't deal, because they think a woman voicing her opinion or anything like that or speaking to you aggressively is too masculine. That means you're a bitch. Nah, like, come on, my nigga. If you can't stand, if you can't withstand a female being in her feelings and shouting and saying certain shit to you, use a bitch ass nigga.
Because why does she have
to
to do
worse every day?
Yeah.
So come on, my nigga. It's like you just let's be honest. You are a bitch ass nigga.
Yeah. Yo, thank you, Asylum. Asylum said this is mental soul food. Thank you. That's all we're offering out here.
Because it's like this. It's everybody's person. And then this was crazy is like those same individuals, and it's not like they anti-black in a way where they like it's certain people that know they doing anti-black shit, and then you got dudes that just have been put in this got this European mindset so long that they don't think they anti-black. They just think they I just got to tell the truth. Nah, nigga, and you a bitch ass nigga. Because you know what I'm saying, you scared of a powerful woman.
Yeah. And most and just for clarity, because I agree with you, Gutter. Just for clarity, we want y'all to know, ladies, that being loud don't make you powerful. That's why we love our sister K Fighter, sister Ruba, sister Farnessa. Right. We love our sisters who stand on the front lines, you know, and stand with us.
But this is what I'm saying. I ain't saying like
no, I know what you're saying,
what I'm just saying is a female that stand on something and she want to disagree with you.
No, I knew exactly what
9 times out of 10, if she disagreeing with you, you done did something fucked up.
Right.
Let's be honest. Like niggas don't want to take accountability for themselves.
Nah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a fact.
Like sometimes you gotta accept her barking on.
Yeah.
Oh nah, she too masculine and blah. Man, and look who they attract. They attract bitch ass niggas.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The same, you know, the same people that they gotta shoot at black women in order to make themselves feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like every black woman is a shenanigan. Like, are you serious?
Right. Yeah.
Like not saying we do have females with toxic traits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But these niggas just say that
just
it's
making a living off of it.
No, but they just
anti-black.
Yeah.
That's black women. That's just all black women, unless they follow a specific religion. It's the Hebrew Israelite or Muslim.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that be they just like my nigga. Come on. First of all, you're not practicing Islam, you practicing Arabism.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Not the practice of Islam is Islam. It's not to copy everything them motherfuckers do.
Right.
Because they don't like you.
Right.
And look, they were enslaving Africans before the Europeans. Europeans saw how lucrative it was for them Arabs and said, oh man, I got to get down on this. Mm-hmm. I got to get on this. That's why most of East Africa are Muslims, because they was colonized by the Arabs on that side. So the Europeans said, all right, y'all got that.
Well, some of them, except for, because you got to remember, the dudes when Muhammad had to run to Ethiopia to ask him, got to remember all the Somali and all that shit. They were the first true converts to Islam willingly.
Okay, yeah.
From that region.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They already had it. They already had it. He came over there and figured out what it was. He didn't even know what he had. They had it already. That's why they let him live over there.
Yeah. But family, we don't went over. Knowledge Born, we gonna have you back soon too, man. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gotta have you back, because it's always a pleasure to have you. Brother Gutter, any final words?
You know, rest in peace, Mama Wallace, and
yes,
you know, she could talk to Chrissy Pooh all day now.
What she used to call him, Chrissy Pooh?
Yeah. That was before way before I came around, because I would have been killing. She was not doing that when that nigga. That was when he was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know. That's just like if my mom, if he'd have heard the shit my mom just called me, or my grandmom's, Ali Goo and all that shit, that nigga would have been going crazy on me.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah,
Yo, I
you gotta-
definitely want to give everybody a shout out for rocking with us. Yo, and shout out to my cousin C.O. Mook who dropped in on, you know what I mean, checked in earlier. Yo, Gutter, real quick. Me, Mook, Cook, and Noon, and Doggy, and Blacko was all on FaceTime earlier. Them dudes is retarded. We had jokes all night. We was out all night. A couple of us was hanging out last night. It's turned into this morning. But yeah, it's always good when a family really rock out with you and show you love and things like that, because we do this for the family and we do this for the community, and we definitely stay in touch with our day ones and our roots. You know what I mean? So love to everybody, and definitely my deepest condolences go to the Wallace family. You know, CJ, Tiana, and of course everybody who loved Miss Wallace. You know, everybody, the whole community. We lost a giant this week. You know. But we want to thank all of y'all for rocking out with us. Like, subscribe, and share. If you find value in this, hit the like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we back again. And you can also catch me and my sister K Fighter Thursday nights on YouTube on Thorough Black Talk. All right, y'all. We want to thank y'all for rocking out. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. Peace.
Peace.